Back in January this year, I started the experience of a lifetime, building my own custom Sling TSi with the help of the team at Global Aviation Products. Today, we roll out what we built, my custom Sling TSi VH-KCB, 160 turbo horses, fighter jet glass, and a finish that looks fast parked. This isn't just a walkthrough, this is the payoff. We learned to love straight rivets, chased wiring gremlins, waited on paint, weight and balance, and documentation being signed off, and kept the first flight dream alive. Every late night and checklist got us to here. But first, this engine delays me again.
At one stage, I was over jumping pin, which is not far from the airfield.
Yeah.
And it starts to, it's almost like it's starting to break through. And then it would draw 1 amp and then 2 amps, and then it goes back to positive, and then eventually it ended up at -8 amps. And then they will have to send me a new alternator, our assembly. And then that means the engine must come off.
Yeah, so guys, after the last update, I sort of basically said to you guys that I was heading up and everything was all green light. Everything had been signed off. The weight and balance issues were behind us. The plane was now ready to go for testing. And also during that time before I was up, there'd been a couple of hours put on the plane and everything had been going really, really well. I was due to fly out on the Monday and I got a phone call from Errol at work on the Saturday, and Errol basically broke some pretty bad news to me that there was an issue with the plane. And I think, the audio sort of gives you a bit of an understanding of what sort of transpired there, so I'm not going to go over that. Man, it was just such a gut punch. I was so close again. And I'm trying not to be entitled here. Like, I'm trying not to feel like, hey, because in the end, the fact that I've got a plane is so unreal, and I know that I'm really thankful for that. But it's now sort of been like, I liken it to the fact that I've been like a kid on Christmas Day again, ready to unwrap their presents, but basically the presents are all there and I know the day's there, and then mum and dad say, hey, listen, you can't unwrap those presents for another couple of months. That's kind of how it feels. Maybe that feels a little bit entitled, I don't know, but it was a real gut punch, that one. So yeah, frustrated again, but I have to keep reminding myself that this plane has been built from scratch and there's so many things that can go wrong, and unfortunately it's just one of those things, and that is exactly what testing is for. So once we get up to Heckfield, we'll discuss what the issue was and how it was fixed. But I'd say also that in terms of the support and the fault finding that was happening from afar, it was just first rate. So although things sort of stopped in their tracks, there was a lot of work that was going on in the background to try and identify the problem and make sure the problem was fixed. So I feel really happy that we're in that position at the moment. Okay, so where are we at right now? Well, I've delayed releasing any videos. I felt a little bit embarrassed about the last one. It was like, and I was thinking, do I release another one to let people know where the build's at because it's gone quiet? Truth is, I was a little bit embarrassed and I didn't want to just keep putting video in after video of the update after the update. So I just went quiet. That said, we're here now. I'm still not going to release this video until I'm up there and I'm physically have some hands around some controls. So whilst I'm filming this a day before I'm about to leave up to Heckfield, I'm not releasing the video until I've got into that cockpit and we're ready to go. So chances are, if you're watching this right now, I'm probably more than likely flying Kilo Charlie Bravo around as we speak. So guys, if everything goes well in the next 48 hours, I should be up at Heckfield and I should be about to show you the grand unveiling of my plane. Fingers crossed. For years, 4-seat experimental aircraft were a game of trade-offs. You could have speed, but you'd sacrifice economy. You could have capability, but it came with complexity. The TSi flips that script. It brings together modern aerodynamics, incredibly efficient turbo power, and a Garmin glass cockpit that genuinely reduces pilot workload. This specific build takes that even further with the powerful Rotax 916 IS, all specified for Australian flying. VFR in its test phase, but with IFR capability on the horizon after approvals. As we walk around the aircraft, the first thing that grabs your attention, or should I say my attention, is that this is no standard factory finish. It's a custom scheme inspired by the Mercedes-Benz and Petronas Formula One team. If you follow F1, you know these colours represent cutting-edge engineering and championship performance. The metallic silver and the sharp teal radiates throughout. It's a design that looks fast even when it's parked. It sets the tone perfectly. It tells you this machine is built for speed. But the beauty here is way more than skin deep. Just look at that craftsmanship. The Sling TSi features flush riveting across the front of the fuselage and the leading edge of the wings. It may seem like a small detail, but it's crucial for cutting down drag and squeezing out every last knot of speed. And I can tell you, after filling all of those rivet holes, there's a lot on this machine. The entire airframe is built from CNC punched aircraft grade aluminium. The main spars are anodised, and all aluminium parts are either allodyne or hand primed to fight corrosion. This is a tough, durable airframe built to last. The wing itself is a newer, more efficient design compared to the older Sling 4s. It's a little shorter, which helps give it that nimble, responsive handling the Sling family is famous for. The controls feel perfectly connected without being too twitchy, creating a perfect dance between the pilot and the plane. Moving up front, you just can't miss that propeller. It's a 4-bladed Duke prop. The 4-blade design makes for smoother, quieter operation, but its real advantage is just pure performance. It lets the engine stay in its most efficient power band across a huge range of conditions, from a short field takeoff to a high altitude cruise. Hooked up to the powerhouse under the cowl, this prop makes every single one of those 160 horses, making sure they're put to work. On electricals, the Rotax 916 IS provides dual engine driven generators by design. On my aircrafts, we've also added a belt-driven external alternator as an extra layer of redundancy. When you're running this many advanced avionics and IFR capability, a bulletproof electrical system is not a non-negotiable. Alright, let's step inside. The heart of this machine is a full Garmin glass cockpit, a level of technology that was pure science fiction for this category just a decade ago. The stars of the show are the dual G3X touch displays. The left screen is your primary, giving you crystal clear attitude, airspeed and altitude, complete with synthetic vision that paints a 3D world in front of you. To your right, the multifunction display is your command center for moving maps, live weather and traffic. Tying it all together is the GNX 375 navigator, feeding that data to the screens, and a full 2-axis Garmin autopilot that makes long-haul flights effortless. For ultimate peace of mind, a Garmin G5 backup instrument is tucked into the panel, ready with its own battery and sensors. Lastly, dual radios, a standard Garmin GTR 200 VHF radio backed up with the Garmin GTR 20R remote radio with 45-degree bent VHF comm antenna and opting for the GMA 245 panel as I preferred having a physical panel in front of me. But this cockpit isn't just about tech, it's about the experience. You're surrounded by genuine leather and a carbon fibre instrument panel with the finish of a luxury sports car and genuine comfort for 4 adults. Everything works in perfect harmony. You can even send a flight plan from an iPad directly to the cockpit. It's a truly connected system that makes flying simpler, safer, and an absolute joy. So everybody's still holding their breath, waiting to see whether or not the issue that was identified had been fixed. In the end, it was such a simple fix, nothing to do with the engine. It was just a loose connection on the earthing strap. Just a loose attachment.
Yeah, there's that one there.
Which one?
That one there from there to the battery. It was on there, it was good enough to start, but it wouldn't,
Yeah, so right there.
highlight, it wouldn't charge through it.
Yeah, so just a bit loose. Oh.
Down in the end.
Well, I've got to say to you, this is a really, really, really surreal moment. Like, just can't even explain it. I've sat in this cockpit now for the last 5 minutes in the hangar, just looking out at the airfield. I'm looking over at the Global Aviation Products hangar right now, watching the boys work on a plane. And I've been sitting here for 5 minutes, just completely content. Everything just feels really natural. I feel really comfortable in this plane. It's everything that I thought it was going to be. Just the nice little finishing touches that the boys have put all the way through the plane, I'm just stoked with. And right now, all I've got at the moment is just being really thankful for the moment and thankful for you guys being along for the ride. I've got a lot to do over the next few days to get familiar with the plane and fly this really, really well. You may have to forgive me, I'm not going to probably do as much content as maybe a lot of you would like. But the most important thing for me is to be safe in this thing. So I just want to just say thanks to you guys and thanks for watching. And I think the next journey, I think you're going to really enjoy. And I know I'm looking forward to it. So thanks heaps, guys.